Yo guys, Canada is one of my favourite tracks in F1 22 and has been since the first F1 games. It's extremely fast and flowing while having a few good places to go wheel to wheel with other drivers. While you will want an emphasis on rear stability, as you'll often be accelerating while turning through the sweeping corners, you'll also need a responsive front end that is willing to grip and turn into the fast corners. If you don't have this, you'll have to start to slow down more to get the front of your car turned into the fast left-right chicanes, and this will hamper your lap time potential. For the Aero setup, I haven't gone as low downforce as you might imagine. A front wing aero of 14 and a rear wing of 20 is still more than enough to allow you to keep up with the other cars on the straights and fight for overtakes. What this aero setup does is ensure your car is as downforce focused as it can be for the fast corner sequences. If you reduce your aero levels further than this, you will be faster on the straights, but you will struggle with your overall lap time. This will make it hard to stay close to the cars in front of you, meaning you won't be in a position to overtake in your extremely fast rocket ship when you do get to the straights. It really is a fine balancing act. For the transmission, I've kept the on-throttle diff balanced at 77. This will provide a good mixture of drive through the faster corners, allowing you to be competitive through the many left-right chicanes, while also ensuring it isn't too hard to find traction under acceleration from lower speeds out the hairpin of turn 10. Turn 2 and 10 are where you'll struggle for traction the most, as these are the two slowest points on the track. So you can always lower your on-throttle diff from your MFD on the approach to turn 10 and then raise it back up as you exit turn 2. This will require an extra layer of management during a race, but will give you the most optimised diff for all points on the track. And as normal, keep the off-throttle diff low at just 55. Go for a time trial style camber and toe setup of -2.5 front camber and -2 rear camber. Then lower the toe values all the way to 0.05 on the front and 0.2 on the rear. This is the perfect setup for this style of track. The low toe values will help improve your straight line speed by providing minimal drag, and this camber setup will also help with tyre warm up. I've softened the suspension right down for this setup. You'll be driving all over the curbs around Canada, so go with a suspension and anti-roll bar setup of 4 and 3, and then 3 and 1 on the anti-roll bars. Then raise the ride height up to 3 and 5. It is a real possibility that you can bottom out over curbs in F1 22, so ensuring we keep the bottom of the car away from this is really important, especially as the suspension is soft, giving it more travel. The brakes are set up with 100% brake pressure and 50% brake bias, but you can increase the brake bias up to around 52-53% via your MFD as you approach the final chicane to reduce your stopping distance. And finally, I've increased tyre pressures all around, as Canada isn't overly rough on your tyre wear. The added responsiveness that this tyre setup will provide is very beneficial. Go for 24.8 on your front tyre pressures and 22.3 on your rears. If your tyre setup values are different to these, just try to set the closest values you can to my setup. This setup is a little different from many others in F1 22, especially in the suspension setup. However, it will provide a well-balanced car and one that gives you confidence to really attack this track in the dry. As I mentioned, you can lower the aero levels by around 2, 3 or 4 points front and back for some extra straight line speed. However, you shouldn't have to, as this setup is more than capable of reaching speeds of well over 200 miles an hour on the long straight. But let me know how you find this setup in the comments below. Drop a like on this video if it's helped you out, and subscribe to our channel if you want more F1 22 content. But for now guys, I'll see you on track.